Hello YouTube. This is just basically an update on my video I previously did on optimising your wireless card in between attacks. They said it wasn't enough information on what the last video was. Slag the music off, slag the fact I didn't sort of hold your hand through the process of doing it. I did make it quite clear that the script isn't included with Kali Linux. You did actually have to make it yourself. But, of course, that typical internet being how it is, that's not good enough. I've basically got to hold your hand and babysit my way through it. Basically what the script did was bring the interface down, change the MAC address, optimise the power levels, and then bring the interface back up again. It's just useful to do in between attacks, to just basically reset and optimise your wireless card. It is not intended to mend it or fix it or anything like that. It's just to put it into a better position where you can initialise a new attack. I hope that's clear enough for you. Because ordinarily you'd have to do I'll do airodump-ng first. That one. See, W0, as you can see, it's in manage mode. Also the script, my apologies, the script I will demonstrate in a moment. It will basically kill off any processors that interfere with airodump, such as network manager and WPA managers and things like that. What's ideally run in the background in order to make a normal wireless connection. That can interfere in airodump quite a lot. You'll run airodump and then it can say network down or some other wireless issue where it won't find the networks and loads of other shit, which is extremely annoying. Once you've run the script, it will kill off all that, so you can just rerun a new process of airodump, and then if you want to establish a normal Wi-Fi connection, you just restart up Network Manager. Anyway, as you can see, I've done IW-config, so you can see mobile and 0. In order to, for example, if I was to try and just change my MAC address at the moment, I have to do if config, one down, spot something wrong. Yeah, helps if you put a 0 in it. No, sorry. If config while I'm down, and then up in 0. The A is for automatic. As you can see, I've been allocated a new MAC address, and then you'd have to do if config land back up, and then IW. That basically sets the power level to 2 megabytes per second, 2 kilobytes a second. I'm sorry. If the access point is quite far away from what you're trying to attack, it helps if you slow down your data rate in order to de-authenticate clients on networks to capture handshakes and things like that. The main trouble that people have is, because they can see a network on airodump and see the clients, when you run a de-authentication attack, your packets don't necessarily reach the clients. They themselves could be out of range. Because when you send a de-authentication packet, it doesn't necessarily go to the access point, it can go directly to the client, which sends them a de-authentication packet in order for them to, it basically kicks them off the network, and then when they go to re-authenticate or join back onto the network, the whole handshake process is transmitted. I hope that makes any sense. Because, like I just said, because you can see a client or a network, it doesn't necessarily mean you're able to transmit to it. and lower your data rate just helps that process a little bit if they're on the edge of your transmit range. Right, anyway, as you can see, I have a program called Reset. We'll just cap that so you can read it. See, I'll talk your way through this. Airodump check kill, airmon check kill, sorry. That basically, like I said before, it kills off network manager, WPA manager, to stop it from interfering with airodump. If config kills the interface, so you can make changes to it. Might change it AW like I shown previously. That is to reallocate a new MAC address. IW config WLAN mode managed, which basically puts it back into managed mode. If if you run airodump, it automatically puts it into monitor mode, and on occasion people run into difficulties where they're struggling to connect to networks, they won't find anything. That's because the interface is still in monitor mode and they forgot to change it back to managed, which does help quite a lot. That puts it back into normal mode, brings the interface back up again, IW config WLAN up, IW config WLAN rate 2 megabytes per second, and then history C, which basically just clears your bash history. They're the ones who I previously. It just clears that, just makes things nice and tidy for you. Now, once you've got that into place, the home. Just get rid of that second. Do nano, and then reset, or whatever you want to call it. Doesn't really matter. Paste it into there, and then press Ctrl and 0 to save it. Press Enter, and Ctrl and X to exit it. Right? And I have a program called Reset. Now, Reset's there. Just go to Properties, Permissions, and make sure this is ticked. What says Allow Executing as a program. So obviously you can execute it. And that's execute program, you do /. You can do the first few letters, then press tab, and it'll fill it in for you, so you haven't got to type it. And then whack. Takes a few minutes for it to kick up. There we go, look. There we go. It's killed off WPA and Network Manager, and it's changed the MAC address as well. And obviously in the background it's changed the power levels and changed the monitor mode to managed mode. There you go. Just one simple command, and it makes life a lot easier, because having to keep type 6 or 7 commands every 2 minutes, it does get rather frustrating and tedious. There you go, we're all done. I'll post the commands into the show notes, and you can make your own little script. Hopefully that's much more helpful, and you'll be less inclined to complain that I didn't hold your hand and basically babysit your way through it. Thank you for your time. I'm Cyberjack, and peace out.